What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Had a not so eventful weekend. Want to let everybody know that I have a peach monster. Focus. I had to pour it into a glass, though, because the can is like banged up pretty bad. And it would cut me. Emerald word of the day is ! Live, because we are indeed live right now. Yeah, let's celebrate the on time diehard members. Miral Aradao. Stop. There we go. Miral. Already entered. Excellent. Excellent. Web player. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So, over the weekend, not a lot happened. Some stuff happened, but not a lot happened. I want to start with Hero Wars Alliance because I think that there's less kind of to talk about. Really nothing happened. Like, really nothing at all happened. The Wendy's gift thing went live. Treasures of the Valkyries event went live. That's a hero artifact event, right? They're really kind of taking their foot off the gas when it comes to over the weekend news or social media posts. You know, they're not even doing the daily stuff anymore. It's all stories now, right? Which is fine. Like, a story is content, I suppose. But if it were me, I think that I would be the entity. No, you did not win. You didn't win. It's just, you know, they went from the 20th to the 22nd, which was yesterday. Almost 3 full days without posting. And when they post this. Like, just, I want some news, man. Just give me some information. Tell me what's coming. Give me an update on the next week. New Folio Talisman. Yeah, we knew that Folio was getting the talisman. We knew. But we'll definitely we'll go check that out. Let's pop that open and get it updating. I just feel like, you know, small little posts here and there talking about, well, here, you know, the Facebook and web version of the game, they do like weekly update posts. Like, these are the events that are coming this week. Here's the dates. You know, here's what they're about. And it just feels like the mobile team, the mobile community managers, whoever's responsible for the daily posts. Now, I know that the Discord is kind of becoming the place where the community manager spends most of their time, which I think is a mistake. You know, a community manager needs to be on top of multiple platforms, and I don't think that they're really posting that frequently on half the places that a $12 million revenue or whatever company should be posting. But, you know, who am I? I'm just a YouTuber. All that to say this, there really wasn't much that was announced for mobile over the weekend. We had this thing right here, and, you know, it's a cool pick, free item, right? We did the quiz, but it was nothing. Like, that was Friday, right? And then, yeah, it was Friday. And then we had this tier list. But it was nothing. And then today we have nothing. So, like, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, let's see. Here we go. I'm so bored. We have a lot active. Like, we have the second phase of the Gus adventure, which they could be talking about that even, you know? They could be talking about that. Path to Greatness has got 2 weeks left. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, there's an update. Let's go take a look at the update. Here we go. Let's go take a look at the update. You guys use Snapchat? I think I'm too old for Snapchat. I think I missed the boat on Snapchat. Every now and then somebody at the bar will ask me, "What's your Snap?" Yeah, Robert, it's nothing but goose. It's nothing but goose content. There's nothing but goose content right now. Goose. Gus. Goose. Your daughters have Snapchat? You know, that's what I should say. I'd be like, yeah, you know, my high schooler has Snapchat. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, new talisman for Folio. Oh, I went down too far. And Solaris' primordial skin. Yeah. It's just minutia. And you know, Hero Wars, that's kind of what Hero Wars is, right? Like, let's be honest with ourselves. Hero Wars is it's a tedious game. Watch it from here. See if we can get in. It just feels like they're really dropping the ball on hyping up stuff. Like, here's a post talking about the upcoming events, and then we'll never talk about it again. But they did spend a lot of time on the art for Gus. Gauss? Is it Gauss? Or is it gauze? Like the medical rap? Gauze. Anyway. Fun goose memes. Fun goose stuff. Yeah. Looking to the future, though, the Runic Millstone, Tournament of Power, Alliance of Forces, the rune / glyph, whatever, double event, and the Tournament of Power for Heroes is coming up tomorrow night, and then we have the Angelic skins a little bit later on. You know, featuring Tempest and Artemis, maybe? I can't remember who else it was. Who is the old guy? That's Gus. That's Gus with 2 U's. Yeah. Guild event next week. Over on Hero Wars Facebook and web, it's more of the same. You know, we did at least have a post every day this weekend, with the exception of today, right? Some big news did happen over the weekend. You know, we had the announcement of the upcoming week, and this is kind of like what I'm talking about. This isn't much, but I feel like this is something. Like a quick reminder, a quick update of what's coming. We've Guardians of Outland that starts in, 8.5 hours? 8 hours and 45 minutes or so. Ascension to Asgard, the Great Storm, Weaving Patterns, and noticeably, we have a big... You know, shout out to Colin at Hero Wars Guide for keeping us in the loop here. A 5x. A quintuple dip. This is the first time in a while that we've had 5 meaningful, well, I guess technically 4 plus a little bonus or whatever. Quintuple event. I'm hyped. I'm hyped about it, right? So just be mindful. Be mindful of the overlaps that we have here. Emerald Waterfalls, Guardians of Outland, and Ascension to Asgard are going to be the first nice, big, chunky overlap. And then the Great Storm and the Forgotten Treasury. I guess the Forgotten Treasury starts tonight as well. Can't forget. I guess, yeah. The Forgotten Treasury starts tonight as well. In about 8.5 hours or so. Still no update on a map. Dawn, no idea on pets. No idea on pets. They actually came out publicly maybe a month ago and saying pets didn't accomplishing what they hoped to accomplish. And so I don't want to say that they've abandoned pets completely, but I would expect a pet this year. It's been coming up on 2 years now, but I don't really know. I no longer get hyped. Well, the breaks have helped for sure. The breaks have definitely helped. The big news, really, though, is not the Titan Brawl. We'll take a look at that in a minute. The League Arena announcement. Like, to me, this is huge. This is so informative without actually saying anything. And it's really a lot of assumptions. But it blows my mind that this is happening on Facebook and web and it didn't happen on mobile. Like, to my knowledge, and mobile players, correct me if I'm wrong here, but to my knowledge, they didn't have a limited server rollout of the League Arena that led into a break. I think that there was a limited rollout of the League Arena on mobile, but I'm pretty sure they just launched it as is. Like, however it was, however people were complaining or leaving feedback about the League Arena on mobile, it just rolled into full deployment. Can't really remember. It's been a minute. I can't really remember. But they took, based on insights and feedback, we'll plan our next steps and we'll return with news about the future of League Arena later. Right? I think they just launched it. Robert, it seems like that there was a small batch and then a full launch, but I don't think it was a full season, at least. They had a full season of League Arena here. Yeah. Yes, they did, because they started it with new servers for a couple of months before it rolled in older servers. Yeah. Congrats, Waynestan. That's awesome. So, a couple of things here. The way that they worded this last paragraph, and I know it's covered by the chat here. It says, based on the insights and feedback collected, we'll plan our next steps, and we'll turn later with news about the future of League Arena later. It doesn't say. You know what? I can't get it to pop up. It doesn't say we'll return, the League Arena will be here soon, or we'll be looking to add, start League Arena before the end of the year or a couple of weeks. And it's really weird. It's really weird the way that they worded it. To me, it almost feels like they're giving up on the current iteration completely. And so my overarching question, I guess, is like, what specifically was the vehicle for the feedback? Like, what did they listen to? Was it the sheer quantity of negative posts? Was it a poll response, like a survey response? Was it specific activity levels on those servers that got access to the League Arena? Where was the thing that caused them to be like, you know what, this isn't ready yet? And how is it that Facebook and web did that thing? Is the thing the same on mobile? Could it have happened? Did it happen? They hear things. D. Warman says people gaming the system was probably enough for them to see the problem. I thought that was the same issue, that mobile had the same issue as well. League Arena on browsers being treated like skyships were on mobile. Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Skyships, by the way, is an activity that was added but never fully implemented. It was just like, here's a small thing that you can do to get extra meta talisman. What is it? Meta cubes that you can get, the currency to reroll the talismans. And they never added the rest of it. And they also added some mini games on mobile, and they were like, more soon, and then they never added the rest of those either. Yeah. When the game becomes a chore, you went too far. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the thing was. I want to know. I really want to know what that thing is, so that players can contribute in a meaningful way. If it was just the sheer lack of interest on those servers, that's probably the biggest telling factor, to be honest with you. And I know I saw that somebody said something about Misty Catherine. Yeah, Vincent Jacoby said, Misty Catherine, who's another Hero Wars YouTuber, they spent over 435,000 in emeralds on League Arena just for the Yasmin skin. All right, we're going to think about that in just a second. But there are some other content creators that have put in a lot of effort to get high ranks in the arena, for testing, and thanks to them, I wasn't about to switch servers. I was not about to switch servers to just give content for that thing. It just wasn't. I might have gotten like 2 videos out of it, if that, and I wouldn't have enjoyed it. And based on reading that, I would have had to spend way more than I really wanted to. A chance every battle. Yeah, they don't care enough about what mobile players say and only do exactly the opposite of what people request. It seems like that. It does seem like that. Really, really does seem like that. So when is the League Arena coming back? No idea. When is it deploying to everyone? No idea if it ever will. It looks like that the League Arena needs some tweaking, or it needs to be lit on fire, or it needs a little bit of growing up to do, or maybe it just never going to happen and they're going to launch something else in its place, some kind of other arena. I don't know. The good news though is those servers that were testing it, they get to go back to the classic arena, and that's caused some bugs. Going from regular arena to classic arena, I saw a fun screenshot today of somebody suffering a mind-blowingly terrible bug to their let me hide this. There we go. To their prestige dailies, negative 1.9 billion damage. All right. Bugs will be bugging, right? Bugs will be bugging. And it's interesting how they determined like rank 1 in the classic arena when they reverted back to it. I don't know if maybe they just snapshotted it from last time. For those of you that are curious, that's this prestige, one of these prestige quests. Yeah, wherever it is. I really struggle with understanding that about Nexters. If the majority of their players and their revenue is from mobile, why wouldn't they cater to them more? So, Robert, I believe this to be a common misconception. I believe this to be a very common misconception. I'm going to go ahead and screenshot this. Here we go. Vincent Jacoby comment, so we can put it back on the board. Vincent, I'm assuming that you got this from one of Misty's videos. Okay. That's my assumption, right? Misty finished 8th overall. Okay, 8th overall in the league arena, and it cost her apparently 435,000 emeralds to get there. 435,000 emeralds, and she got rank 8. Now, the important thing about the high rank is this. It's the Yasmin skin. The emeralds, yeah. The avatar frame, sure. The arena coins and the other rewards for being in the final league or whatever it is, the Royals League or whatever it's called, the Platinum Diamond League, whatever the top league is in League Arena on Facebook and web, was this Yasmin skin. Completely cosmetic. Okay. Completely cosmetic. Has no stats to it whatsoever. Assume that the rest of us have no chance of getting this Yasmin skin because we weren't in the beta test. 435,000 emeralds. How much is that in US dollars? It's around $500. No. It's less than that. It's less than that. So, it's like 1,400 emeralds per dollar. So whatever that is, 1,500 emeralds per dollar or something like that. So there are players. My point is there are players that are spending an enormous and ridiculous amount of emeralds for nonsense. Nonsense. This is completely cosmetic. Okay, if somebody's willing to do this for a completely cosmetic item, completely cosmetic, has no bearing at all on gameplay, zero. Think about how much people are spending on actual things that matter. For example, the Angus mechanical skin that's on sale right now, $27. This actually provides value. Actually provides a change in combat. Not a lot, not in every instance. It isn't a must-have skin, but it does actually create a difference, okay? Now, she spent 435,000 emeralds to get rank 8, which means either one, she spent the initial 435 just to get there and didn't have to really spend that much more to stay in the top 10. Presumably, she had to spend 435,000 emeralds, and a good chunk of that was to stay in the top 10. Obviously, there's the initial push. Like, you have to spend emeralds in order to get the extra combat attempts, right? In order to stay in the top 10, or to get into the top 10. And then you have to stay there. You have to stay there, and that means spending more and more and more emeralds for more and more and more fights. This isn't a conversation about the problems with the League Arena. This is more of a conversation about these are the people that they are making these changes for. Okay, so scrolling back up to Robert's statement here. All right. Robert says, I really struggle with understanding that about Nexters. If the majority of their players and their revenue is from mobile, why would they not cater to them? All right, why would they not cater to them? And to that I say, they are catering to the revenue. You just don't really see it. I think people don't. I think people don't have a concept of actually how many people are paying a lot of money to play this game. Like, the League Arena and her spending 435,000 emeralds on it. Let me go find that screenshot again. And her spending 435,000 emeralds on it. Sure, that might just be 10 people, right? Maybe 10 people in all of Facebook and web are having to spend that much to get there. But that's not the case. It's not the case because a lot of people are in competition to get there. Otherwise, you wouldn't have to spend that much. There's a certain amount of emeralds that you have to spend in arena fights to get to the highest league and then into the top 10. You have to spend something to get there. And then there's a level of maintenance. What does that look like? And I think if you build it, they will come kind of thing. I think that if they build something like this, the people that are going to throw a fit and quit are the people that aren't really paying anything in the first place. The people that are paying for stuff, like Robert says, Nexters loves to take advantage of people who love to have bragging rights. Those kinds of people that are susceptible to that kind of psychological trick, whatever, that's what this stuff is made for. And you have a conversation with yourself and other people in the community about, oh, they're not really listening to people. Well, no, they are 100% listening to people. They're 100% listening to people that are fiendishly spending money on this game for what accounts for a non-centralized or a non-decentralized NFT, right? A completely worthless banner or a skin without any stats on it, or an avatar frame, right? And there was probably, 20 to 30 players that really stepped on the gas for this. I have no idea. I have no idea what the top ranking looked like. I don't know if like the top 100 was super competitive. I don't know if the top 15 was super competitive. I don't know where Misty needed to spend more or didn't or spent enough and got to where they were trying to get to and got there. I don't have that information. Like I that might be in their video. Maybe go watch their video. But yeah, that's why. I think people are going to spend over nonsense, and they're just going to keep going. I saw somebody question about the average spend. I think the average spend per player is like, it's around $100. I think it's like $92 or something like that. The average spend per spending player. Yeah. The avatar frame seems so silly. The guild banners seem way sillier to me. But whatever. Anthony, the presumption is that they have... I'm pretty sure that Misty has all of that maxed already. Yeah, $92 per month. Robert Catania. You can go view that right now. So GDev. I'm not sure, Robert, if you're questioning what I just said or what somebody else said, but press releases. Here we go. 2025. Oh, that's news. That just was announced today. We'll check that out. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. So the monthly paying users, the amount of users that are buying things in the game every month. So there's 284,000 people per month making purchases, and the average purchase per month is $90. So the average spend per player is $90, and there's 284,000 players spending. Oh yeah. $90 per month. Yeah. If you spend, then on average you will spend $90 per month. Most of you will spend, $8 a month for Valkyrie's Favor, and that's it. But some of you spend hundreds, right? So this is interesting news. This is never really a good thing. Let's see. An international gaming. Okay. The chief operating officer, Olga Luskatova, will depart from her role effective July 1st. She became the COO October 2024, successfully established the planning, reporting, and cross-studio cooperation frameworks that underpin GDev's operation model. Okay, so there's no information here. So the chief operating officer, not the chief executive officer, right? Not the head of everything, but pretty close. Running the operations, the actual operation side of things, is departing the company. It doesn't really say why. We are grateful for her contribution and wish her continued success in her next chapter. It says Olga will depart. So I don't know if that means that she was voted out, if she was fired, if she was laid off, or if she is leaving for a better opportunity. That's interesting. I wonder how that will impact the stock. Let's see. Whoop. Not great. Wow. Stock has dropped by almost $2 since that announcement. But it's still higher than it was on Friday. Mid-month did pretty well. Nice little surge. Yeah, see, it's gonna continue to grow and test bottoms. You see how it's Yeah, we might. You know what? I'm for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. You think she was fired, the entity? Not one day stock. Yeah. You look at it one day to get an idea of the Chi-Chi. The one day tells me what it was when it opened and where it's at since they've made an announcement. Today specifically. That's why I looked at the one day. Yeah. This usually isn't good news. This usually isn't a good thing. The change in leadership, any of the big three, the CEO, the COO, the CFO. If it's a technology company, the chief technology officer, the CTO, also a big deal. I guess that kind of applies here. GDev really isn't a tech company. They're more of like a holding company. But still. Usually you don't see a leaving date when someone is fired. Well, that's fair, Vincent. I don't know. I've been out of the corporate world for 7 years now. No idea. No. Let's try a name. Waynus Tam. Oof. You know, I didn't mention it at the top of the at the live, but I meant to. Well, GDev doesn't make the games, Sinus. GDev doesn't make the games. They just own the studios that do make games. Like Nexters is the studio that makes Hero Wars. They own Nexters. Waynus is here, web player. Yeah. Got a free mysterious 800 pink cubes and 8K pet level thing. So, congratulations. So let's take a look at the brawl. I would imagine the brawl is the same as it always is. Anytime you see a base elements hold on. Lost track of my lost my train of thought there. Sorry, I got a text message from somebody I've been waiting from. Whenever you come up against the base element, you just use the first 4. I'm assuming that's it, right? Brawls are pretty straightforward, you know. Yeah, there will be a time that you come up against a team that's got mostly dark and light teams, and the team won't work. Like this one right here, mostly dark and light. The team won't work. You want to switch to fire, I believe. So Moloch and Ignis with Tenebris. And I think this will beat most light and dark teams. Yeah, here's another light and dark teams. Switch to Brewstar tank, Moloch tank, Ignis, Araji, and Tenebris. It doesn't win against base element stuff as often as I would like it to, but it still does win. You know. This might just be the team to use just for on average anyway. It seems like it's doing pretty well, right? The point is to get through it without dying 5 times, right? But even then, spending 200 emeralds to get 5 more, it's worth it. It's worth it because the brawl currency is it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. And over on the website, the blog, HeroWarCentral.com, we have the Titans Brawl shop guide, and this will tell you, thanks to Calorie Fair, the best items to buy. Generally speaking, the Essence of the Elements, pretty high end for me. The seal chests, pretty high end for me. Right, I like those a lot. Don't buy any of the artifact chests, the fire, water, or earth artifact chests ever. The Fire Titan of your choice is a mistake also. The Titan Brawl box is a mistake also. The contents of the Brawl box is also listed on my website. All right, it's not a great chest. Steer clear of it, in my opinion. The items, you know, there's going to be some that are going to be better than others as far as efficiency, but any item that you buy, with the exception of these blue and some of the violet ones, any item that you buy is just going to save you a ton of time. Personally, I'm dumping everything into the Essence of the Elements. Leveling up the artifacts is a big deal, right? Eventually, you'll get there. If your artifacts still need some levels, some star levels, don't buy the artifact chest. Buy them directly from the TOE shop and get the seal chest that you need for those. I could use a little bit of these too, but I want to finish leveling the artifacts. I want to finish them, right? I want to finish them. Yeah. So make sure you get it done every day. It takes, 5-8 minutes or so. Just get it done, right? You need about 50 Morts cards. Titan potions are good. Yeah, leveling up the Titan 2, it's just not as efficient. Like if the quantity were higher, like if this were 1,000, I would probably jump on it. But I don't like that it's half. But I think the Titan XP potions are good too. Kindle says, only reason I get the Brawl box is to get Titan skin stones. Ah, yeah. True. Didn't think about that. Titan skin stones. Not that many, though. Not that many. Still something. All right. Let's do some Guild War and let's get out of here. We're going to take our time today. We're going to be a little bit more professional about it. Am I still, okay, I'm still legal. Good. We're still good. Having 2 totems to activate, it's so tedious. All right, now we can auto it because Nova's coming with the stun. Finish them. Got it. Papa Charlie. The guy's name is Papa Charlie. Unreal. I'm not going to attack that. I guess I can hit these. I can clean up this barracks. Oh, no. So this is an IDH team for sure. So we're going to go ahead and use IDH. IDH, we're going to use Astaroth and Axel. Somebody asked me why Axel on Astaroth is a counter to Iris. Right? It has everything to do with the split soul. So if you take a look at the hero Iris, the way that the ability works. So exposed soul makes a copy of the hero in the first position, in my case, Astaroth. And all of the damage that it takes is pure damage and sent directly to the soul that it's split from. So directly to Astaroth, right? So any magic damage that is done to it, any physical damage, or of course pure damage is converted to pure damage, and it goes directly to the total health of the hero that it's split from. Obviously, not all attacks go to it. Area of effect attacks don't hit the soul. It hits it like splash damage, as it were. But, you know, only attacks that would have attacked that front line are a big deal. And then if you look at the pet Axel, okay, so the Axel patron ability, damage from a single attack cannot exceed 44%. So the idea is if a hit to Astaroth's split soul, the pure damage from it, if that would do more than 44.9% damage or whatever, you know, that kicks in. I'm actually not 100% certain that it actually works that way, because I think the split soul is what's doing it. But I can tell you that whenever I use Oliver on Astaroth, I usually lose this fight. But whenever I use Axel, I almost always win this fight. This team in particular, the only chance they've got is a big stun. I'm not really too worried about the big stun, but I'm gonna use Chorus for it. We have the potential to crit here, but we probably won't crit. The only thing is like, what other hero do I use here? We're not going to use any hero that we could use versus any of the other Dante lines, so that's kind of important. We could use like Yasmin. We can use, I don't know. I've often used Morgan here, but I won't. I've often used Nebula here, but I want to save Nebula. Sebastian would be the safe choice. Maybe Celeste. Maybe I just use Celeste. But I can save Celeste versus a Kark line. You know what? I'm going to use Maya. Axel, Merlin, Biscuits. I guess Albus. Sure. Yeah. The main chance that the defending team has here against my team is if that Dante gets lucky and kills my Heidi before I can kill it. Sebastian's down. Okay, Astaroth just got killed and self-revived. But that's okay, because both Maya and Heidi can tank pretty well. Now it's just waiting on ults. Pretty good. Hopefully we don't time out. We can't time out with Iris, and there we go. Now I could clean this up, but I'm not going to. I'll save my attacks for the Heroes Bridge. Okay. All right, Guild War. Now, I intended on changing my defense today. I will do it later, not during when you can see this. Nobody can plan to counter me. It's a good idea, guys. If you go all week without getting a defense, you should change your team. If you go all week without getting a single defense, you should change your team up. Unless you only have like one or two teams, obviously. But I don't know. If you got 20 or 30 heroes leveled up to a usable level, you should change your defense up. Anthony, I wouldn't use Kark into Dante. All right, so we have this team. This team looks interesting. We did 3 damage. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. What happened here? Homerus. Xandor. Sutin. Roadrunner. What happened here? Looks like we just tried to force a Lyria Blender in. I wouldn't use Lyria Blender against the non-dodge team. That's a bummer. Didn't even kill Rufus. Man. This is Corvus Morgan, Amira, Poly T. Sure. Yeah. Corvus. Where's my Morgan? There you are. Amira. We could do Nebula Heidi. We could do Aiden. Yeah, let's do Aiden here. It's a killer. Yeah. Let's Axel. Guess biscuits? Yeah, sure. I wonder if Heidi is safe back here. I wonder if Heidi is safe. Probably fine. Yep, Chorus was the right choice. Chorus was the right choice. Chorus was the right choice. I just lost because I didn't use Chorus. Poly T. Ugh. Kanan Heidi. I didn't think that anybody was going to be messing with Heidi back there, so I left Albus on. Oof. Well, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. Let's use Kark though. Let's try a team with Kark. Nah, let's just beat this. Which one? I don't really know which one matters. Let's see. Sebastian, Isaac, Lyria, Dorian. Biscuit, Fenris, Oliver. Let's Kark him. Lyria is surprisingly good on defense, though. Surprisingly good on defense. Okay, let's... how about Shane White? Shane White. Oh, man. Wow. If McJesus goes to Tampa Bay, I might have to go to some games. Tame is ready. His body is ready. I hope he gets a cup eventually, though. Connor McDavid. I hope he gets a cup eventually. Probably won't, though. Maybe like his final season as a fourth liner. Did I freeze? I don't think I froze. All right. How about Keith Landry? Would McJesus become the new Marian Hossa? I don't know who that is. I'm not a big enough hockey fan to know who that is. I do this thing where I stay apprised of the big headlines so that when people talk about it. Arena football. Nice. UFL just laid off a ton of people. Spring Football League laid off a ton of people. Keith is here. Good stuff, Keith. Web player. All right. Okay. I really got to go to the bathroom. So we're going to end things here. Apologies. No math today. Fake fan. Oh, definitely a fake fan. Yeah. People ask me all the time about Cardinals baseball. And I'm like, I have no idea. Cardinals have been on a run. Yeah. Okay. That new kid they got, he can hit, can he? Yeah, he can. Heck yeah. What do you think about that trade? You know, I'm undecided. I haven't got it yet. I'm not sure yet how I feel about it. Intentional ambiguity. All right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, 12 p.m. Central Time. That is 5 p.m. UTC. Hopefully there's news. Anybody whose name I drew today, contact me on Discord. Or if you don't have Discord, email me, herowarcentral@gmail.com. There's a way to contact me one way or another in the description box down below. Yeah. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.